We're Aussies Rob and Karen, who took early retirement in 2010 to sail the world. Join us on the 42-foot ketch Our Dreamtime as we strive to make the most of every minute of every single day. Welcome to Series 3, Up, Around and Into Indo.
Good morning everyone. Well, we are leaving paradise today. We've given our young crew, Ethan and Alicia, a taste of what tropical paradise is on Fitzroy Island, and we have 15 nautical miles, not much to go, just to get across to Cairns and into the inlet. So we'll be able to give them a regional town, tropical town experience with the lagoon and everything else. So we're looking forward to it. We've been doing the touristy things with them. We're going to get out here. It's probably going to be the bumpiest ride we're giving them. But it's only a short trip across. They're still in bed.
I'm pretty sure they'll wake up soon as we hit the start button on the engine. Yeah, the forecast is sort of 16, 17 knots, but 1.5 metre swell. But we've found the wind here really tricky. It's just a localised effect, and quite often sitting in the bay here we've had a westerly while there's a raging southeasterly blowing according to all of the figures. Particularly in the mornings it's just a Cairns westerly, I guess. But we're going to get out. We'll go with one reef. 16 knots we normally wouldn't, but we've got the kids on board, so we'll go with one reef in the main and just see how we go.
Yep, I think that's a great idea, Rob. Let's do that. Yeah, we can always shake out the reef if we need to, but hey, we're cruisers. We don't need to race anywhere, and we have a fairly big main as it is, so let's get that engine started, huh?
Well, we've got 20 to 25 knots out here. Forecast to be more like 16, but there might be local effect around the point and off the cliffs, but we're getting along really nicely with just a tiny little reef pencil. No main, no mizzen, 7 knots, 7.5 knots, so we're going to be in Cairns before lunch. Time we turn around, there's another ferry blast.
The best bit about today is we are sailing. And we're at 90 degrees. We're only sailing with a heading. This is just really comfortable. For our young crew that are on board, it's probably the boisterous gigs that they've had. And look at them. They're quite casual sitting there, no problem whatsoever. They're leaving all the work up to us. We thought, by now they'd be able to sail a boat there.
We're just coming into the Trinity Inlet and Cairns at the moment. We've still got wind that's kind of pretty fluky. Gets down to 10 and next minute it's blowing over 20 again. But we're just cruising along with the heady only. Here comes a bit more wind again. There's another 20 knot gust. But yeah, we're heading into Trinity Inlet and we're planning on just anchoring in there. And it'll be a nice spot to have some calm water and just spend a couple of days. we're hoping to find a bit of space to anchor opposite the marina. Now Marlin Marina here, it's run by the state government, believe it or not, the Queensland government, and it is the most expensive marina on the entire coast. I mean, people think about Galley Beach being expensive. At least you get really good facilities down at Coral Seas Marina. Here, you get sweet stuff all and pay 3 arms and 2 legs for it. So much for it just being, you know, a government facility for the people.
Would you like to reverse? We are in.
So which do you prefer, our Dreamtime 2 of us on board, or over there with 3,000 of your best friends?
I don't know, there's some pretty cool slides up there that I wouldn't mind having a go on. No, I think just us on board on our wee little boat compared to that humongous thing. Look at it.
Well, it's fine with 4 on board our Dreamtime.
Absolutely. It's a spectacle to see it come in like this, isn't it? So close, we're like, whoa! Sunday morning pancakes, nothing better. We've arrived in Cairns and we've watched the Carnival cruise ship come on in, and I'm sure they're having a great breakfast, so are we. Pancakes.
Oh, it's full. Oh, a bit lightheaded after that. Time to check and service our life jackets. I use a Cruise Saver, and it's all about comfort of fit. It's an offshore one. There's the arming thing, the actual gas cylinder's inside. It's still showing green. So we'll consider whether we change that one or not. What I've done is I've inflated it by mouth, and we'll leave it up overnight and see whether there's any sign of deflation. But everything looks very good in it, so I'm not really expecting a problem. We're going to go and buy a spare one of these, which is the actual activation hammer, and the gas cylinder is in here, as I say. And we'll probably do a bit of research on its age. While it is showing green, I'm probably inclined to just swap it over anyway. So it's all about safety. These particular model of life jacket, I think we paid around $600 for it. So it's, you know, it's top of the range type stuff. Karen and I carry one of those each in our life jackets, and it's an AIS man overboard beacon, so it will set off an alarm on our radio on board and it'll also show up as a man overboard AIS target. Now, we also carry a PLB, so that is a personal EPIRB. So if we set that off, it sends a signal to the satellite and back to the Australian Maritime Safety Authority, who then will coordinate rescue efforts with whatever local authority it is, whether it's in Australia, Indonesia, Malaysia or wherever. So this one's the AIS. Your best chance of being rescued if you go overboard is by the boat you fell off. And as I say, it sends the AIS location of where you are in the water, not only to our boat, but any boat that's within AIS range. And that one is the real long distance one. We carry both. It's all part of the safety gear that we spend a lot of money on, and we hope we never ever use. So now time to have a look at Cairns. Just opened up Cairns. Cairns uses a spin lock deck vest, same age as mine. Interestingly, the hood, the back of the hood has disintegrated, so that's not so flash. So the idea with the hood is had a clear plastic panel in it, and I think the idea was that you can actually pull it down over your head, so that literally in rough weather with waves breaking, you're not getting mouthful and nose full of water, etc. But that has just turned to crap. It's just gone to rubbish. So I'll inflate the jacket in a minute and we'll see what the rest of it's like. This is the gas cylinder and arming here, and it's actually just showing the start of red. So this, as a minimum, this is definitely going to be replaced. But we'll be having a very good look at this jacket. There's Karen's PLB. I've already removed the AIS man overboard beacon because you've got to slide this up, put it in place, otherwise when you open the jacket up it's going to spring and activate. So that's all good, but we'll be having a very, very close look at this in case we need to replace it. So this hood is clearly unserviceable and useless, so as a start I'm going to cut that off. Because apart from anything else, all it's going to do is drop plastic rubbish all over the boat. So this vest no longer has a hood. Doesn't mean it's not going to save your life. So it's inflated fine and it feels good. We'll leave it overnight and see exactly where we're at. So the man overboard beacons, as you saw, they fit into the life jacket, and with this, if the life jacket's inflated, this pulls the slide out comes the aerial and it activates the unit. Now there's a test button there. We've already done the test process, but basically there's 3 different test processes. We can test the battery, make sure the battery's okay. We can then test the connection back to our boat's radio with the DSC. We've done that, that's okay. And then we can actually do an actual AIS test where it sends an AIS signal as a man overboard test, and it says test, and it's just a 1 bang signal. And both of them have come up fine, so they're good to go. Our personal locator beacons, very simple, test button on the front, bang, hit the test button and the light flash tells you how they are. And once again, these are fine and serviceable, ready to go. So from that point of view we're good. From the point of view of actual EPIRBS, we've got one in the cockpit. It's fine and in date, and we've got a 12-month-old float-off EPIRB that's on our rail on the stern. So we're covered with those. Our current life raft has an EPIRB in it, but that life raft's being replaced, and that EPIRB will check it when we get out, but I think it's going to be pretty well close to its use by date. But otherwise, if it's fine, it'll go back in the life raft, but failing that, we've got 2 PLBs and 2 other EPIRBs, so I think we're pretty well covered. While Ethan and Alicia were off exploring some of Cairns' tourist hotspots, we took the dinghy across Trinity Inlet as Karen was keen to pick up some nice fresh produce from the fantastic Rusty's markets. Been popular today.
You more in, yeah.
One thing Marlin Marina does provide is a dinghy pontoon for visiting cruises, and from there it's a reasonably short walk into the commercial centre of town. Yes, we came for veggies, but when Karen spots an art gallery, you know what's going to happen. I have to admit though, some of the works on exhibit were absolutely stunning. We did finally make the markets though.
Hi everyone, well this is our final night with Alicia and Ethan, our grandson, on board our Dreamtime, and we just thought it might be of interest for you all to find out what they thought about their trip on board with the old people, that is us. So Ethan, you've been on board before.
I have a couple times.
Yeah, so you know all about what our Dreamtime is about, but this time you brought your special guest with you.
I did.
Yeah, so what was it like having Alicia on board with you?
It was good. I liked it a lot more than just being by myself, I think.
Aww, it's so cute, you two. What was it like, your first trip on the boat?
It was very different because I've never been on a boat or sailboat before, so it was definitely a new experience, but definitely something I'd do again.
Well, that's a good thing to hear. You guys live in air conditioning, don't you?
Yes,
We do.
Constantly.
Constantly. So that was a bit of a concern coming on board?
It was at first. I was like, oh, it's gonna be hot, but the air that you get when you're in the boat, it's nice and cool, especially when you're sailing and at night because it's a bit cooler on the water. It wasn't too bad.
So let's get to the sailing bit. We finally did get to have some sail. And what was it once we turned that engine off? How did it feel?
Scary. I couldn't see any land.
Yeah.
No, it was alright. It was nice and quiet and relaxing. Again, after the assignments were all done,
Yes,
I could just
you could
relax and not worry about it, but it was nice and peaceful, and you just got to sit back and watch, and it wasn't boring because you were looking at different things and looking out for dolphins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did. And we got to Fitzroy Island. Fitzroy Island gave us a lot of things to do. So what was your highlight at Fitzroy?
Well, we were snorkeling and we got to swim with a turtle.
Sea toad.
Yeah.
Sea turtle.
For a
It's
very
definitely-
long time.
Definitely the highlight of the trip.
Amazing, isn't
Yes.
it? And the turtle just swam
Yeah.
along with
Wasn't
you.
bothered.
No,
Yeah.
wonderful,
great.
isn't it? Yeah. It's one of those experiences that we tell people that we have, and it's really hard to explain to them that those sorts of experiences until they actually have it
Yeah.
themselves. And it's one of those I'm sure you'll never forget.
Never.
Never, never, never. All right. Next time you're with us, it could be anywhere in the world.
Anyway.
Anywhere. We look
Hawaii.
forward to it.
Bali.
Thanks for coming on board with us.
Thanks for
Anytime.
having us.
You're welcome.
As you can see from the dates we put in our graphics, we're usually a couple of months ahead of the videos in real time. That means right now we should be sailing west across the top of the Gulf of Carpentaria.
If you'd like to see where we are in real time, then please join the Our Dreamtime virtual crew over on Patreon. You can see our spot tracker map and our regular sit-rep videos and our photos.
As always, we'd like to say a huge thank you to everyone who supports these videos by watching, liking, commenting, and especially our virtual crew members on Patreon and Ko-fi. This Dreamtime Sail channel wouldn't exist without your support. If you haven't subscribed yet, please think about doing so. It's absolutely free and helps us more than you can imagine. If you hit the bell button, you'll also be notified every time we release a new video. See you next time.